Game of the week, Saints and the Falcons. This is Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation. I'm Butch Stearns of the Pulse Network. He's Kerry Byrne of ColdHardFootballFacts.com. Saints and Falcons, intriguing. It's a Thursday night game. It's the 5-6 Saints, who are still only one game out of a possible wild card, against the 10-1 Falcons. Everybody's, princess this year. But the Falcons' only loss has come against the Saints.
One loss against the Saints, which makes this very interesting in and of itself, plus the Saints fighting for a playoff spot. And, by the way, two of the most exciting, prolific quarterbacks and offenses in football. It should be a lot of fun on Thursday night.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers here, the numbers paint a very clear story. Let's start with New Orleans defense. Yeah. What defense?
It's dreadful. I mean, as you noted off camera, Drew Brees begins every game down a touchdown. I mean, he really does. And look at this bottom five, from 28 to 32 in every single indicator. Scoring defense, giving up almost 30 points a game. Defensive quarterback rating, defensive passer rating. Their defensive front is among the worst in football. And run defense, giving up over 5 yards per game. Only about 24 teams in NFL history have given up over 5 yards per game on the ground. So not only they can't stop anyone in the pass, they're historically bad against the run. This is a tough team to win with, and somehow Drew Brees has managed to manufacture, five victories paired with this defense.
Now let's look at your numbers with the Atlanta Falcons. And like the Houston Texans, I'm willing to give both those teams their due. They're the best teams in football by record after 12 weeks of the NFL season, but still with a lot to prove. And when you look at the numbers of the Atlanta Falcons, you see some numbers that show you that they got some weaknesses there, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're not perfect, specifically defensively, okay? We find if you have a great defensive front, you are instantly a Super Bowl contender. Since we invented the defensive hog index a few years ago, the Super Bowl champions are always very good in this number. The Falcons, middle of the pack, number 20 in yards per attempt against them via the pass, number 29 rushing the football, and number 30 stopping the run. I think running the ball and stopping the run is overrated, despite what pundits like to say. But if you believe in that, this team is not equipped. If you believe that you need to run the ball and stop the run, this team's not equipped in that area. And another concern, 10-1, the best record, but number 8 on our relativity index, Butch, which measures how well you perform relative to the quality of the teams you play. That's a function of them winning a lot of close games. Credit to them for doing that. But what's more important, to blow teams out like say the Patriots or the Bears, or to win a lot of tight games like the Falcons? We'll find out come the postseason.
Well, speaking of the relativity index, here's their final schedule. They play the Saints on Thursday night. They're at Carolina. They play the Giants at home, and they finish with Tampa Bay at home. So those are two good teams, but they're both at home, and they play out the Lions in between there. I mean, they could run the table. They could go 15-1 or 14-2, still having a ton to prove, even hosting the NFC Championship game at home.
Well, but you could also look at this. I could argue they might lose their last 3 games too. I mean, if they clinch something, it depends on how well they're doing relative to the division. But Giants, Lions, Buccaneers. The Buccaneers gave them a run for their money. That was a very good football game. The Buccaneers are no pushover. Beating the Lions. It's going to be a shootout. And then the Giants. I mean, what a crazy team. They kill. Yeah. You don't know if they're playing possum, or if they're going to kill you like they did the 49ers, or kill you like they did the Packers. This week, the Giants can turn it on at any time, so none of those are gimme wins for the Falcons.
Final look at this game of the week. Again, it's Thursday night. It's the Saints and the Falcons. When you look at the quarterbacks, their numbers are great, but interestingly, you probably got the better quarterback on the team with no defense.
Yeah, I mean, looking at our numbers, Matt Ryan and the Falcons a little better in average per attempt getting the ball downfield. Drew Brees more likely to do that quick strike attack, but Drew Brees better in real quarterback rating, which measures all aspects of quarterback play, better in passer rating, and the Saints, by the way, better in scoring offense. They're scoring more points. You wonder what Drew Brees would do if paired with that Atlanta Falcons defense, which is, though not perfect, quite a bit better than the Saints defense. So in either case, all signs add up to a shootout in Atlanta Thursday night. It should be fun.
I like the Saints to beat the Falcons in Atlanta on Thursday night. You're not going to give you a pick here because you don't do that. How can people get picks at Cold Hard Football Facts?
Come to Cold Hard Football Facts, click the Insider Picks and Trends button, the yellow button. Sign up for a weekly pass or a season pass. You get all our real and spectacular picks. We size up every team and every game in 20 different quality stats with a great track record of success. You also get Spreadopedia, our database of every score, point spread, over underline, game stats, box scores since 1978. It's a great package and well worth the price of admission, Butch.
Prime numbers, icy issues, bet on it, and game of the week. We do it every week. Kerry Byrne, Butch Stearns. This is Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation.